Hey everybody, you're looking live on tape from another gorgeous hot day here in Central Florida. Today I come to you live on tape from Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom. Today I'm going to break down, I don't really like lists, but I'll do one today. My favorite, that should definitely be louder. I'm going to break down man, it must be slow today, you don't see that often. But I'm going to break down my top attractions at each park. I'm going to give that also. Should be louder, but I will give my top 3 attractions at each park, starting here at Disney's Magic Kingdom. Thanks for joining me. Glad you did. Let's get to it. Now, before we dig into my top 3 attractions here at Magic Kingdom, I want to make something perfectly abundantly clear. One of my favorite attractions of all time, if not my favorite attraction of all time, is currently closed, and that was the former Splash Mountain. So for this particular list, I'm not going to include Splash Mountain or Tiana's Adventure because I haven't ridden it yet. But if Splash Mountain was still open, it would definitely be my number 1 here at Magic Kingdom. But since it's not, I'm going to give you not really an alternate list, but a list nonetheless of my personal top 3 attractions here at Magic Kingdom. This might surprise some of my regular viewers that on number 3 on my list,
number 3,
I'm gonna go with Space Mountain. Space Mountain and I have a complicated history, but let me run down some quick reasons why this is number 3 of my favorite attractions in all of Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom. Number 3, or not number 3, it is number 3, but one of the main reasons I love Space Mountain is the pedigree of the attraction. It's one of the oldest attractions, an opening day attraction here, Magic Kingdom in Tomorrowland. I love the architecture of the attraction itself. It's iconic. Now, those of you who know I'm not a huge coaster guy, and you throw that with the attractions in complete darkness, doesn't make a lot of sense to end up on my list. But a couple things make this attraction unique and stand out to me. Number 1, I love like the 60s jet age Tomorrowland theming. It really encapsulates what was going on during those times, and really the queue gets you in that complete state of mind. It's real 60s atomic age, jet age, rocket age, from the time you enter in to the time you're getting into your, I believe it's alpha and beta, I'm probably wrong on that. There's 2 tracks inside the mountain. They're the same track, but for the ride itself, it is violent. That's the one thing I don't like about it. Every time I ride, I have to be like kind of loose to ride that attraction, aka a couple cocktails, because it kills my back. It is the most herky-jerkiest roller coaster I think I've ever been on. But combined with the theming, the history, the architecture, the thrill, I love Space Mountain. I was here, I think my first ever trip to Disney, and I got to ride this like 10 times in a row because there's no wait. This is a long time ago, during the good old glory days of off season. And at first I was terrified, and then I grew to love it. I can still ride this attraction, but I have to, again, be in a special frame of mind, if you know what I'm saying. The other part of this attraction that I absolutely love is if you hop on the People Mover, you get kind of a backstage look. I have been lucky enough to see Space Mountain with the lights on. I don't think I'd want to ride it with the lights on, and I do love the fact they do overlays for Halloween and Christmas, which is awesome. I've been a part of those. But overall, number 3, Space Mountain. I know it's a surprise, but what a classic, awesome thrill ride.
Number
Right on a number
2.
2 is going to be the one and only Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. I absolutely love this attraction for a couple different reasons. One is the theming. From the time you walk in the queue right up here to the time you board the train, there's details, details, details. You can actually interact with the scenery on the attraction in the queue, making explosions happen. Geysers. There's a ton of like cool 1800s signage, like no whistling, no spitting, no fighting, no kidding. Little humorous little touches. And then the design of the ride itself, or the attraction itself, I mean, you're immediately feel like you're in a mining town or a mining colony in the out west somewhere. It's just awesome. And the launch is great. The preamble right when you're getting ready to leave is great, where you famously, if you have hats or glasses, best to remove them. Just everything about this attraction is awesome. It's even better at night. I have found that if you sit closer to the back, it's more thrilling for some reason. I don't know why, but I enjoy sitting in the back better than the front even. Disney is making a movie around Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, which I'm excited to see. I wasn't a huge fan of the Jungle Cruise, but Big Thunder's definitely due. The music's perfect, the theming's perfect. The attraction has 3 different lifts in it, so it's a longer roller coaster by Disney standards. And each time I ride it, I always leave with a smile on my face because it's so much fun. And it's one of those attractions you don't mind being in the queue, because again, everywhere you turn there is artifacts and props just building into the story of the mine itself and what you're doing and why you're in this line, and it's just great. So number 2 without question, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Absolutely love this attraction. Whilst I'm over in this corner, I will give you another shot of Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Looks like it's coming along really, really well. I think some of the signage is new, the Critter Co-op. I don't recall that. Either that or as the kids say, I'm tripping. But it looks like it's coming along. Again, not going to put this in the list because it's not open. But more about Big Thunder, you know, that should be louder. Another reason I love this attraction is if you're like me and you're not a huge extreme coaster guy, it's enough thrills to keep you interested without making you sick. But again, much like its cousin Space Mountain, it is rough. So be prepared, hold on, hold on tight. And in fact, if you have hats and glasses, you best remove them.
Number 1
Leads us to our last attraction, but certainly not least. This might be somewhat controversial, but I think it combines a lot of elements I do love about Disney attractions. And my number 1 attraction overall in the Magic Kingdom has got to be Pirates of the Caribbean. Everything about this attraction I love. The queue is great. It's one of those old school Disney dark rides. Over 100 animatronics inside the attraction. The first time I ever rode this was my first trip to Disney, and when you make that turn and enter the big boat battle scene, I was just shocked by the scale and the detail and everything about it. Really blew me away. It also does special things during special events. during Not So Scary, they'll actually have live actors in some of the jail cells and on the bridge, the last bridge you pass under on the way out. And the effects that were made in the 70s still hold up today, which is more than impressive. Everything about it, from the projections, the music, obviously, just a perfect Disney experience. It's a lengthy attraction. It probably takes about 10 minutes front to back, probably maybe closer to 12. So you do get a lot of bang for your buck. Generally speaking, it's not a huge wait. You usually hop on that attraction in 30 minutes or less, and I just really enjoy it. Another bonus to that attraction, outstanding gift shop. If you got little ones that are into pirates or that kind of, you know, swords and treasure maps and gold coins, they've got all that in there for you. My only beef with their gift shop is they don't typically have a lot of Pirates of the Caribbean merch as far as the attraction goes. I have seen stuff, but mainly for little kids, not big husky men like myself. But that would be the only negative I can think of to the attraction. It's kind of one of the first moments of Disney wonder I ever had. Around that, you're in the boat, it's complete black, and you're around that corner, and all of a sudden you're in a naval battle straight out of the movie, basically. It's awesome. Pirates of the Caribbean, #1. I guess I will also give some honorable mentions out here at Magic Kingdom. No particular order. People Mover barely missed the list, honestly. I love the People Mover. Same kind of retro deal, and you get to see some cool not backstage, but backstage enough for you and me. Always neat. Also would throw PhilharMagic in there. I know that's kind of a reach for some of you. I love that show. I think it's great. Again, the technology used to make that was pretty amazing. Just, I'll give you the top 3, a couple honorable mentions. I'll give you my most overrated attraction in Magic Kingdom, and this should be no surprise. I don't always bash this attraction, but it's definitely not my favorite. And that's Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I know a lot of you, it's your favorite. Your Disney trip's not complete unless you get to ride it, but I think for the general amount of time you have to wait for that attraction, the length of it, and the thrill aspect, I think Big Thunder dominates in every way. Ever since it opened, Seven Dwarfs has been a huge hit. I get it, but for me, Big Thunder, no question. Sorry, I had to get some aircon. It is hot today. I stepped into the Emporium, have a little peek around, and we'll wrap it up. Well, I think that's going to do it for today from Magic Kingdom. I shared with you my top 3 attractions. I'd love to hear about yours. Leave them in the comments below. That's a great thing about lists. They're all subjective. But I'm curious to hear what you have to say on maybe what your top 3 attractions are, or your most overrated. That being said, thanks for joining me. Glad you did. If you liked what you saw today, make sure you hit like and subscribe. And if you hated what you saw today, blame Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I don't know. As always, folks, keep the parks clean. Oh, fit real quick. I got an Imagineering polo, LSU ball hat, good old partner's 50th. That being said, keep the parks clean.